Improving your Zoom image. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. This is the third part of a three-part series I've made on how to improve your Zoom image. Now, in the first part, we looked at camera angle and lighting. Lighting is so important. And in the second part, we looked at using cameras around your house, such as a DSLR, digital single lens reflex. And today, we're going to look at using your smartphone. Yes, your smartphone as a camera, as a webcam. Just like I have up here on our screen, you'll see, of course, I have a couple of webcams. I have my Logitech 920, my Elgato Facecam, and I also have my smartphone. So using your smartphone is free. You actually have extra smartphones around the house because if you bought a new phone, if you've bought a new phone lately, then you've probably got an extra smartphone around the house, and you should use it because it will be the best camera that you have. It's free. I'm going to show you how to set it up today, and it's going to improve your image like crazy. So let's give it a try and see how to do it. Now, as you probably understand, your smartphone has two cameras. It has, of course, a forward-facing camera, which you use to take pictures, and a rear-facing camera, which you use for Zoom meetings and social media. So you're going to say, well, Ron, how does that work if I'm taking a picture like this and I'm looking out towards the back? That's where the best camera is. Oftentimes you have maybe a 20 megapixel camera on the back of the phone. On the front, it's 2 megapixel, and it's meant for a low resolution because you're just going to be in a Zoom meeting. I'm going to tell you, you can use that and it will give you just as good a picture. And one of the advantages is, of course, when you set your camera up, and I'll show you this later, when you set your camera up like this, then you're able to use the zoom controls and all the controls on the camera as it's facing towards you. If you try to turn the camera around this way, you won't have any controls and it's going to be a little more difficult. So let's do it the simple way. It'll give you a great picture and you should give it a try. Let's see how this is done. All right, let's look at how we're going to connect this camera to our computer. The first thing is we're going to need the power cord that came with it. Let's look over here at my computer. What I have set up here is this is the power cord that came with it. This is a Type-C adapter and it plugs into my computer. Actually, it is a Type-C connection. But this is the power cord that came with my camera, and you'll have one too. It may be a Type-A USB connection, but there will be a connection here that you can plug into your computer. All you need to do is take your camera and plug it in here, and now of course you have power to your camera, and that's how we're going to link your camera to your computer. And we're going to use some free software to do that. It works real well. Now, the next thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to somehow get this camera mounted in front of the computer. Now remember I said I want you to put it so that the face of the camera is pointing towards you. We're going to use the rear camera, not the forward camera, because then we're going to be able to control things as it sits above our computer. We can zoom in and zoom out. So now, how are we going to mount that? Well, there's a bunch of different ways. You could take a tripod, but how are you going to connect that? Well, there is a little adapter that you can purchase, and this is a little adapter like this that just clips your camera into, and this has a standard tripod mount. So when I click this in, we can just click the camera in like this, and then this is a clip and I can mount it onto my computer. Or if you have one of these little devices, these can just sit on top of the screen, or you can certainly set up a tripod mount behind. But the goal is that you want to get this camera, or your phone now that we're using as a webcam, you want to get it sort of sitting right either behind or just above your monitor. And this is, as I said, easy to do, but the secret sauce is really this little bracket that you can get. These are real cheap. You can buy them on Amazon, and they just go into a standard tripod mount. So now we've got our camera connected. We've got it hooked up to our computer. we need some software. So let's look at the software now. There is some choice when choosing webcam software for your smartphone, but by far the most popular one is iRun. It's free, it's been around for many years, and there are lots of YouTube videos on how to use it. It's pretty simple, and I'm going to tell you how to install it. All right, let's see how to install the iRun application on our smartphone. Here I am. We're going to go to the Android Play Store, and I'm going to type iRun in here, and we'll come up with the app. And you'll see it at the top, and it's called iRun 4K Webcam for PC and Mac. It's free. We click the install, and it installs quickly, and there we go. We are going to go through the various menus here. Nothing really here. It says you have to install the PC software as well, which we'll do in a second. Allows your webcam to take and record video. We'll allow that by clicking it. And record audio, click that. Waiting for the connection, but of course we don't have our camera set up yet. So it's we'll move to the next menu, and here we are back, and of course the software now is installed on our smartphone. So we now have to download the software for our Windows machine. Now you can download this for Windows, Mac, or Linux, Ubuntu. So let's have a look how to do this. So first we go to their website, and now we're going to click on Webcam for Windows. It's going to open up, and we can decide where we want to put the install file. It really doesn't matter, whatever you decide. We'll download it, and then we're going to install it. Now remember, this software can be used for Windows, Mac, or Ubuntu, which of course is Linux. Here we go. It's also found in the Google Play Store and the App Store. All right, now we're going through, and we're going to go all down through this selection of the usual terms here of service, license agreement, and you agree to everything. And the number of cameras at the bottom I selected. I'm only going to be using this with one camera, so we leave that at 1 and click install. Now, I'm not going to install this because, of course, it's already installed on my PC, so we're not going to do that. And we'll come back now, and I'll show you how to hook the camera up. All right, the first thing that we'll have to do is connect our phone to the PC. And you'll see I'm taking my power cord now, and I'm connecting it to my phone, and this will allow the computer to talk to the phone. So now the next, I'm going to find the iRun app, which you'll see as I'm coming down now. Let's see if we can find it. There it is. Let's click on the iRun app. And now it's saying it's waiting for the connection, and there I am. That's how simple it is. It automatically finds the software on your PC. You don't actually have to open and run it. It finds it. It's just that simple. Now I have my smartphone set up as a webcam. In your Zoom meeting, as soon as you select the iRun webcam as your default camera, you will see the webcam, your phone, on the screen. And as you see now, I'm holding the my phone up, and you'll see my image on the screen. That is so cool. Now you'll just have to mount your camera, usually as we discussed before, but now you can see that I can zoom in and I can zoom out just by using the usual camera gestures on your phone. And it works great. The color's good. Everything works really well. The amazing thing is when I unplug this to turn it off, the camera still stayed connected. So it found the settings through the Wi-Fi. That's amazing. So now the camera doesn't even need to be plugged in to be able to broadcast to the Zoom. Looking better in Zoom. Hopefully this 3-part series has helped you. Remember part 1, we talked about lighting and camera angle. In part 2, we talked about using better cameras that you have sitting around the house. Maybe you have a DSLR, a digital single lens reflex. And in part 3 today, we talked about using your smartphone as a webcam. This will give you such an incredible picture. You should try it. It's free, and you probably have an extra smartphone laying around your house. If you like the series, we'd sure appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe. I'll put the links to all 3 series down below. So until we see you again, it's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior.
Good morning, Tech for Senior. Today I have 3 Windows 10 tips. These actually may work in Windows 11, but I haven't tested them there. But I have 3 Windows 10 tips that I hope you'll find useful. And the first one is emojis, and I would guess most of us have used them at one time or another. When I taught in-person computer classes at the local community college, I would remind my students that the recipient of an email message cannot see the expression on their face or hear the inflection in their voice. And sometimes a simple joke can be taken the wrong way. This is where a smiley face emoji can really help prevent a misunderstanding. My tip is to show you the quickest way for the emoji screen to appear. Just press the Windows logo key and the semicolon. This works no matter what app you have open. So as an example, I'm going to do that by pressing the Windows key and the semicolon. And up pops the whole host of different emojis I can use here. I'm going to just use the simple one, first one here, the choice, smiley face with sunglasses. And now that could be in any kind of message, an email message as I was trying to use, and send it on its way. And this will help, as I said, possibly prevent a misunderstanding. Now, the second tip involves the calculator. And the Windows calculator has been around for a long time. But you realize it can do much more than what we used to call arithmetic when most of us were in elementary school. Now I have the calculator shortcut on my taskbar, and when I open it, the standard screen that we're all used to appears. But let's say you want an easy way to convert Fahrenheit to Celsius or meters to feet. My tip is the calculator can do that for you very quickly without the need to open up a browser and go searching. So the first step is to click on the navigation button, which shows various converter options. I'm going to work with different measurement categories for length, temperature, and speed. Probably all issues Ron faced when he had residences in 2 countries during the calendar year. So here comes the calculator. And you can see it opens up, as I said, to the standard screen. But if I press on these 3 lines here, this is called the navigation button, that opens up more choices. And as I scroll down, there's a category called converter. So for the first one, I'm going to choose length. And now this is giving me centimeters and inches, but I don't have to stick with that. Let's say I want to change it to, instead of centimeters, to meters, and instead of inches, to feet. And maybe I'm told that there's going to be a 5,000 meter road running race today. And but I want to know, gee, how far is that in feet? Or actually, let me make it even better. Let me change it to not feet, but to miles. So if I type in over here, 5,000, I immediately get the answer that 5,000 meters is 3.1 miles. So again, a quick way to find it out. Now let's try a different category. I'm going to go back here, and now from length, I'm going to change it to temperature. And right now, as I'm looking at my thermometer for outside, and it says it's 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, if it's 20 degrees Fahrenheit, I wonder what that is in Celsius. So I'm going to type in 20. Well, in Celsius, it's -6 degrees. Let's do one more. Let's do speed. Here's speed. And again, miles per hour and kilometers. So if you're going 100 kilometers per hour, what is that in miles per hour? That's a little over 62 miles an hour. So again, a quick way without having to go on the internet to find these conversion factors when you use the calculator. And then last but not least is what's called the snipping tool. And that allows you to capture images on the screen. So let's say I want to capture a picture on the internet and include a copy in an email message. So I'm going to open the snipping tool, click on New, and then with the mode at its default setting of rectangular snip, I'm going to draw a rectangle around the portion of the image or text that I want to capture. Now, automatically, the image is placed in the clipboard, another default setting, and this now can easily be pasted where needed. The default format for saving is PNG, but you can have either change that to GIF or JPG if you like. So I'm going to now open up the snipping tool. I have that as on my taskbar. And you can see here it is, snipping tool. What I want is a new choice, a new one. So I'm going to click. What I'm going to first do is minimize this so we can see here. So now in my snipping tool, I'm going to click New. And you can see it's taken the image and it's kind of made them a little bit hard to see. And this way I know exactly where. So I'm going to start. I want to get just the girl running on the beach and the mountains in the background. So basically I'm going to start about here, go down to this point, and then just drag across, and you can see it keeps that rectangular shape. That's perfect. That's all I want now. And that is now, snipping tool has automatically put that on my clipboard. So if I open up my email and I have a message I want to send to someone, all I have to do now is paste. We do Control V, and that image that I just copied with the snipping tool is now pasted in my email message. And this could be text, this could be really anything you see on the screen. The snipping tool allows you to capture it. So those are the three items I wanted to show you today. I hope they found useful for some of you, and I will have 3 more in a couple of weeks. Thank you very much, and I'm going to close off now.
How to stop those annoying spam text messages. Spam text messages on your phone are, to say the least, irritating. But did you know they can also put your private information at risk? Scammers often try to imitate legitimate companies and get you to click on a link that infects your device with malware. Here's a guide that explains why you're getting those annoying spam text messages on your iPhone or Android and how to stop them. You're probably wondering, why am I getting spam text messages? Here are several potential culprits. Social media sites track your online activity and may sell your phone number provided in your profile to other companies. Spammers may tap an automatic number identification system which records your number when you make calls to 800-888 or 900 numbers. Websites keep your phone number when you sign up for contests, coupons, and rewards, and they could use it to contact you or lose it to scammers after a breach. Scam artists use random dialing devices to send text to working numbers. Many spam texts are just annoying junk mail, often sent out in bulk by companies trying to sell you something you don't want. Text phishing comes from cybercriminals trying to steal valuable personal information, such as passwords and banking credentials. And here are 5 warning signs to watch out for. Number 1, they play with your emotions. You might get a message that says the payment was successful for something you didn't buy, or even that your sensitive data has been compromised. The goal is to make you react without thinking. 2, they urge you to click on a link. Scammers will often send you a link hoping that you'll click on it. This link may infect your device with malware, install spyware, or steal your information. If it doesn't, it may take you to a fake site that asks you to voluntarily enter your personal information. 3, they ask you to respond. Real companies send text messages asking you to reply, "Stop," to no longer receive alerts. Cyber thieves have emulated this tactic to find out whether your number works, so they can send you more messages. 4. They don't use your name. If you have an account with a company, charity, or organization, you will probably receive personalized texts. Scammers sending phishing messages likely don't know your name. Instead, they'll use a generic greeting like "Hello," "Dear Customer," or "Dear Member." 5. They use incorrect grammar. Established companies and organizations have teams dedicated to proofreading emails, so incorrect punctuation, grammar, or spelling should be a warning sign. So here is what you should do when you receive a suspicious spam text message. There are 3 crucial rules to follow when it comes to spam. Number 1, never click on a link from a suspicious text or unfamiliar number. 2, never reply to the message, which could confirm that your number is active. 3, take a screenshot of the message so you can report it to the proper authorities. And 4, block the number. And here are the steps to do that. Here's how to report spam or scam text messages. You may not respond to spam or fall for a phishing attack, but others might. You can help by reporting them to the right entities. And here's what to do. Tell your carrier. It's simple. Forward the suspicious message to 7726. Tell the Federal Trade Commission. Head to the FTC's reporting website so they can add the suspected scammer's number to a list of known fraudsters. And this is how you stop spam text messages. Both iPhone and Android devices can stop or block unwanted calls and texts. And here's how to get started. How to stop spam text messages on your iPhone. Open the Message app, go to the unwanted text and tap the profile photo or icon on the top. Tap Info, then tap Info again on the next screen, and finally select Block this caller, then block contact. And here's how to block spam text on Android. The process will vary depending on your phone, but if you're using the Google or Samsung Messages app, open the message in question, then either open the menu on the top right corner and tap Details, Block and Report Spam, OK in the Google app, or tap Block Number, Block in the Samsung app. It's your phone, and following this advice will make using it a pleasure again. To read the full article on this topic, just follow the link. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.